Have you ever seen a stock just pop? Seemingly out of the blue, it shoots up and everyone's left wondering what just happened. Well, today we're going to untangle a really wild one, a robotics company that did exactly that. Let's get right into it.
Just look at this number, 19%. That's not a yearly gain we're talking about. Nope. That's how much one stock jumped in a single day. A move that big, that fast, it just begs one question.
So what in the world was the trigger for this massive surge? That's the mystery we're here to solve today.
Okay, let's set the stage. To understand the why, we've got to first lock down the who, the what, and the when. The company at the center of all this is Richtech Robotics. And yeah, on December 3rd, their investors were having a very good day when the stock closed with that incredible 19% gain. So, with that established, let's get to the fun part. What caused it? And this is where the plot really thickens. You might think it was some killer earnings report or a revolutionary new product, right? Nope. The spark for all of this was just a news story.
That's right. A single article from the political news outlet Politico was all it took to light the fuse. The market read that story and, well, reacted in a big way. So what on earth did the article say?
The report laid out some pretty big potential moves from the government. It said the Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, had met with a bunch of robotics CEOs. And even bigger, the administration was apparently thinking about a whole executive order on robotics. Plus, the Department of Transportation was spinning up a new working group. For investors, these weren't just bullet points. They were giant green flags signaling that serious government support could be on the way.
And if there was any doubt, a quote from a Commerce Department spokesperson really drove the point home. This wasn't just about making cool robots. The government was framing this as a key piece of a national strategy to, quote, bring critical production back to the United States. That adds a whole other layer of seriousness to it.
Okay, so why all this sudden interest from the government? Why robotics? And why now? To really get that, we need to zoom out and look at the bigger, global picture.
And here's the bottom line. This is all about geopolitics. It seems pretty clear that the real motivation behind all this is to directly challenge China's absolutely massive and dominant robotics industry.
This leads to a concept you might start hearing a lot more about, what some analysts are calling the robotics gap. It's a pretty simple name for a really big issue, the huge difference in how many industrial robots China has working compared to the US.
And just to put that gap into perspective, check this out. According to the International Federation of Robotics, China has 1.8 million industrial robots deployed. And the US? The data just says considerably fewer. That kind of says it all, doesn't it? It's that gap that the US government is almost certainly trying to close.
So, you might be thinking, all right, government support is coming, this is a sure thing. But hold on, not everyone is convinced. There's at least one prominent analyst out there urging everyone to pump the brakes. Eric Volkman, an analyst over at The Motley Fool, put it, well, pretty bluntly. He said he would not buy Richtech stock just because of this one article. So, what's got him so skeptical?
It really boils down to this classic Wall Street debate. You've got the bull case, which is obvious. The government is showing major support. But then you have the bear case, which is all about history, and the idea that this administration doesn't always follow through on its big plans. The specific worry, according to Volkman, is that this administration tends to seesaw on its policies. The fear is that you get this big, exciting announcement, but it isn't followed up with the real energy and focus needed to make it happen. It's the classic case of talk versus action.
So all of this leaves us with the big final question. Was that incredible 19% stock jump just a knee-jerk reaction to some exciting headlines, short-term hype? Or are we seeing the very first tremors of a real long-term shift in American industry, backed by the full force of the government? Right now, that's a story that's still being written.